Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace and I'm the crochet designer behind stitchberryblog.com, where I like to share all of my cozy, simple, practical crochet patterns. And today is probably the most exciting video of the entire year because today we are talking about my fall project plans. And I know I've said this in the past that I actually enjoy crocheting for spring and summer more than for fall and winter. I find it so much more inspiring for me, which is, I feel like, really shocking as I'm a crochet designer and fall and winter is like the prime knitting crocheting months. Also because I just adore anything cozy and warm, so I feel like that's also a little bit shocking that I like designing more for the brighter, warmer months. But this year, I don't know what it is, I'm so excited for fall and winter projects, like more than I ever have in the past. So I have been so excited to film this video literally for months. I don't know what it is, but I am ready not only for the fall weather and just cozy season because it is the best season, but I am just so excited for all of the projects and I cannot wait to share them with you today. And of course I have my cup of coffee today in my beautiful mountain mug that I got in Tennessee earlier this year. I have a lovely coffee candle going, and I also pulled out my fall sweater. I did not knit it, it was a hand-me-down from my sister. She didn't want it anymore and I immediately was like, I want it. I will wear this so much. So I love this sweater. But I do want to preface my projects. It will be a mixture of knit and crochet projects as well as a mixture of designs and personal project plans. As a crochet designer, 95% of the projects that I crochet are designs, and I think every crochet project on my list is a design that I hope to work on this fall. So if you really like my patterns, this can be really exciting for you to be able to get the first little sneak peek of what I have planned for this fall, which is really exciting. And as far as my knitting projects, because I consider crochet my job, I knit solely for personal reasons, so all of my knitting projects are already patterns that exist, and they are patterns that you can knit yourself now too. So I just wanted to preface that. I think I'm kind of going to flip back and forth between this video just to mix it up a little bit and, you know, kind of disperse the knitting and crochet throughout. I think that could be interesting to sort of disperse those out. So anyways, I have been talking long enough, so let's go ahead and dive right in with the project plans I have for autumn 2024. Okay, looking at my list, I have it written down here in my planner. I feel like I have a decently small list compared to other people, but I also wanted to keep my list really realistic for myself this year, just because I do actually want to get to these things on my list, because I talk about all these project ideas and I never get to them. So I really wanted this year to be realistic. So I wanted to go ahead and start off with some of the existing projects that I have, because this will be a fall project as well, because I know it will carry into September and October, which I planned for and I'm totally okay with. And that is my folklore cardigan. I am knitting the free pattern by Lion Brand and I'm using We Crochet Swish worsted for this. You can go back to my latest vlog or my podcast to see more details about it and things like that. I will be filming a new podcast episode in a couple weeks, so you can see an update on there. I don't want to get into all the details about it now, so stay tuned for an update. But this is obviously a pattern that I've been working on all summer, and it will be pretty far into fall, especially because it's exclusively what I've been working on pretty much for the last couple weeks, but I'm going to start integrating some of these other projects in. So I know that the folklore cardigan, I'll still actively be working on it, but it will take a little bit more of a backseat and I won't have as much time to work on it. So I did just want to mention the folklore cardigan because I will be working on that one quite a bit still over the next few months. I am getting to the point with it where I am ready to be done with it, but just wanting the finished cardigan is motivating me to really finish it and get it off my needles. And something that I meant to knit last year that I totally did not get around to is knitting a hat. I have made a muscle burl hat in the past and I'm just not a fan of the fit of it and how it looks on me, so I want to knit myself a new hat. And I think this time I'm going to use the Oslo hat pattern by Petite Knit. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people over the last year knit these hats and I really like how it looks on them, so I think I want to try my hand at this pattern. I believe it is fingering weight held double, and I like the double brim, and you can make it longer to add a little bit of slouch, which I would like to do with that. And I did want to pull up the yarn that I will be using for this. I have not ordered it yet because the dyer has not opened the pre-order yet, but I'm going to order from Coast to Coast Yarn Company, and I will put a picture of the yarn here up on the screen. And it is this lovely Archer colorway. This is from her patchwork quilt yarn collection. It is such a cool concept and I really love this camel color. I think that it is a really nice neutral for fall and winter. I'm really excited to order this yarn once the pre-order opens and start on this hat so that I can hopefully have it by winter. Would be nice. That would be really nice, but we'll see. And speaking of hats, my sister also wants me to knit her a hat. She wants me to knit her the muscle burl hat. She has the yarn for it, so all I have to do is knit it up, and I might go ahead and start that as soon as I can, just because I'm not sure how long the pre-order will be for the Coast to Coast yarn that I'm ordering for my hat. So I think once I finish up the socks that I'm working on now, because that's like my simple knitting, I might go ahead and cast on for her hat, and then I can hopefully work on that and get a lot done on that over the next couple months. And so then hopefully it's done by the time my yarn comes in, so then I can start on my own hat. So that is another project that I have in my queue for this fall. And switching things up a little bit, we'll dive a little bit into designs. So literally 2 days ago, I was watching fall routines and fall videos, vlogs on YouTube, and I saw in this one person's YouTube video, they had this wicker pumpkin basket, and I thought it looked so cute. So I kind of want to try to crochet my own and maybe release it as a pattern. I think it would just be a really cute design, and it would be so sweet and different from the stuffed pumpkin designs or the pumpkin pillows that I have done in the past. I actually have this yarn from a basket design that I was working on. Yeah, I wanted to kind of make it look like a little house. It is not working out. So this has been sitting in my office for the past like 2 months. So because I already have this yarn, I think I want to try testing out this design idea with this Lime brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick. And then if I can get the concept right and stuff, then I think I'll also get a couple more colors and knit some more, and wow, gosh, and crochet some more pumpkin baskets in that. So this one is very much, I don't know if it will actually turn out, but hopefully you will be seeing a cute little pumpkin basket design that would just be so cozy and sweet for fall. Every year I try to cast on a pair of fall socks. It just feels right to be knitting a special pair of fall socks for that year. And I have a couple options for yarn. These would most likely just be a simple vanilla sock. I don't know, maybe I might do a little bit of a simple pattern, but here are the options that I have. This one is Look What You Made Me Do by Sorella Yarn. This is from her Taylor Swift collection. This one is also a Reputation inspired yarn, and this one is Reputation by Ruby and Roses. This is a DK weight. I think that this would be a really fun Halloween sock just because it's so dark and moody. That would be a really fun October sock. So I love that. And then this one is Gilbert Blythe from Woolberry from her Anna Green Gables collection. I've just been wanting some really simple chocolate brown socks in my hand knit sock stash. So I've had this sitting on my shelf for probably, I don't know, when did she do this pre-order? Was it last year or the year before? I don't know, but I would love to get around to these sometime in the near future. And then I have this yarn from Black Cat Fibers. Oh my gosh, those colors look so good on camera. Wow, they look so much brighter on camera than they do in person. So I got this, it was on sale or clearance from a fiber festival I went to last year, and I thought that they would just make such a perfect fall sock. So I have options. I'm kind of leaning towards these. Just seeing that color on camera, I'm really curious to see how these would knit up. So I don't know, it might have to be these. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I say this with like all of my projects. I don't know when I will get around to these, but I think that that would just be such a perfect fall. Like, it just like reminds me of all of the colors of the leaves in fall. That is just so fun. I think this video is helping me decide that I need to knit a pair of socks this fall with this yarn because that is just so beautiful. I can't stop looking at it in the camera. It is so beautiful. I did finally order yarn for a couple of crochet designs that I'd like to work on this fall. I was feeling really uninspired for about a month. I just didn't really have a set in stone plan for the fall season, and I just wasn't feeling inspired with any design ideas or anything. And if there's one thing I've learned in the last 5 years, it is to not force a crochet design. I let it happen very intuitively when I get an idea, and when I work on that idea, I feel like, again, it goes back to, I feel like I'm just a stronger and better designer when I just let it flow intuitively, and it just works out better. So I do consider myself a little bit behind because it is August, the end of August, but aside from the pumpkin basket that I talked about earlier, I really only have 2 that I'm actively working on or going to be actively working on. I do not have the yarn yet, and I'm really excited to just really devote my time to these 2 designs. And the first one is going to be a really squishy cozy blanket. If you saw my last vlog, then you saw me swatch for the blanket. So if you want to see the texture that I will be using, I will put a link to the vlog down below. But I'm just so excited to have a really cozy, mindless project like this blanket design to work on. It's going to be a really simple blanket, but within the pattern I'm going to include lots of sizes and lots of versatility to it. But I'm really excited to have this project to work on. It's been a year since I crocheted a blanket, and the last blanket I made was not a really simple, mindless project. So I'm really excited to be working on this blanket because nothing screams fall and winter more than a cozy crochet blanket. And the yarn that I will be using is Color Theory by Lion Brand. The yarn, I should have the yarn by the time I'm editing and uploading this video, so I will put in a little clip of the yarn just so you can see the yarn. I feel like that always just helps imagining the blanket and the visuals. And the other design that I'm working on, which I'm just so excited about because this is a pattern that I've been wanting to work on for probably 2 or 3 years, and that is a sweater vest. I will put some inspo up here on the screen just so you can see kind of what I have envisioned for this pattern. And I know I ordered yarn from We Crochet. I forget what yarn I'm using for it. So again, I will also insert a clip of the yarn that I'm using, but I just want to create a really simple, cozy sweater vest that you can easily layer over your autumn and fall basics. I feel like this would just be a really fun and relatively quick pattern, considering that it is a vest, so I don't have to worry about the sleeves, which really does make it go by faster when you only have the front and back panel. And I would love to incorporate ties on the side, like little bow ties. I think that that will just make it so sweet and really fit into my personal style that's very feminine and girly. And my final project that I would love to work on this fall is a sweater, and I believe the pattern that I'm going to use is the 1031 sweater by Ozetta. I love the simple details on this sweater. After the folklore cardigan, I'm craving knitting more sweaters and garments. While I do want to knit some more cabled sweaters and sweaters that have details and all of those things, I just know that I will need just a simple knit project after the cabled folklore cardigan. So that is one reason why I picked this sweater, because I love how simple it is, but I love the details. I love the neckline. I love how it's not a turtleneck, but it's also not super low either, and how it just comes right up to the neck. I also love the split hem on the side of the sweater. I find that those types of sweaters just fit really well on my body type. And I also like how it's a drop shoulder. The last sweater that I knit was a raglan, which I do love that, but I want to try knitting a drop shoulder just to see how that fits on my body. And I feel like it just looks better when it is a more oversized sweater like this to have that drop shoulder style. And I am planning on knitting this in, I want some sort of deep chocolatey brown. I think that that would be a really nice staple sweater in my wardrobe, and I feel like it would just be really moody and cozy. I don't know what yarn I'm using yet, because honestly I will most likely be working through all of my other projects before I get to this one. So I really haven't planned out the yarn, but I do know that I want some sort of brown muted chocolate color. Think like the Gilbert Blythe colorway that I showed earlier. Something like that for this sweater I think would be really lovely and really cozy. And those are the project plans that I have for this fall. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about my project plans and getting a little sneak peek at the designs I have planned for this fall. And I hope you got a little bit of inspiration to either start on fall projects or with patterns or projects that you want to make this year. Please let me know down in the comments what you are planning on making this fall. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely and cozy day.